running with the noisy boys. Whoa, running with the noisy boys. Oh, running with the noisy boys. Well, thank you very much. As I said, they're from New Zealand, these camera people. I was brought up in New Zealand. And I first went to New Zealand in 1952 to a place called Hamilton in the Waikato Valley. A very different place then. I mean, very different world we lived in then. There was streets full of sunshine, endless sunshine when I was a child. I've done a lot. God knows I've tried.
When a young Kiwi hairdresser called Richard O'Brien left for London, he could never have imagined the long journey he would make. But now it's almost over. The call of home is becoming irresistible.
There's a silent question I would imagine most people are asking themselves, because they've seen this and they're looking at this behind me here. And they must be wondering, why the hell did I leave it? It's beautiful. It doesn't get any better than this anywhere in the world. I've been around the world. It doesn't get any better than this. This is absolute paradise. And the thing is, you see, I'm asking myself the same question now, John. Ooh, I feel a bit weepy.
Richard now knows where the next part of his journey will go. It is a secret he wants to share with old friends, Olga and Stan Osborne, his boss from the hairdressing shop in a previous life.
You're on candid camera.
We're on candid camera?
You are.
You're not Richard.
I am. Hello, darling.
Richard.
How are you doing? I'm fine. Oh, good. You haven't changed a bit.
It's just that hat. Hasn't even...
Heading up that way.
Hasn't even got a wrinkle, has he?
I haven't got a wrinkle. You can't see in here. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there.
Isn't there? Oh,
no,
it's
It's 35 years since Richard and Pat shared scissors in the hairdressing shop alongside Hamilton's Embassy Theatre, and 25 years since they last met.
It's so nice to have all these catching up things. This is my first journey back to New Zealand where I've actually gone. I think I'd like to stay again, you know.
Really?
Yeah, this is the first one. The other ones I've got life over there. I've still a family over there. I've brought the children with me. I've bought some land now on the Waihi, Kati kind of road area. I haven't actually signed the deal yet. I'd do that on the weekend, and I'm going to put a little house on that, and it's my retirement home.
Yeah.
Oh,
you retire
I'm
here.
coming back.
Yeah.
And sooner, I think, rather than later.
Yeah.
After this visit, I just think it's lovely.
Ironically, this trip home has had a similar effect on Patrick Power. A 50% cut in European arts budgets, combined with the ex-communist states releasing a flood of cheap singers onto the market, has made life tough for professional singers.
The opera in Europe is going through a funding crisis. While I'm working as hard as ever, it's for lower fees than 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm working very hard over there for less than half of the fees that I would expect for the same opera house 3 years ago. It's appalling a little bit, that.
Patrick now feels it may be time to step back for a few years, to sing when he wants to live back home and pass on his knowledge through teaching, as he is today at this masterclass at Auckland University.
Okay, that's much better. The Rufet die Tränen in Sorge. Now these, it's like, you know, you've got a bow on the string and then suddenly you sort of, the hand lifted away. As my long-term plan has always been to come back to New Zealand and teach. Even before I came away, I taught and did diplomas that weren't really relevant to my singing career, but more to a teaching one. And there's a temptation to, instead of waiting for another 4 or 5 years, to do it now. Because everybody says that it'll be at least 3 years before things return to normal in Europe. So I think, why struggle work hard through 3 years, and then just as it's getting good, decide to come and teach. I might perhaps, I'm not, it just depends if I find the right sort of position.
Patrick Power's return to New Zealand would bring the wealth of his international experience back to his heartland. Owning a dog, fishing and hunting whenever he wanted to would be his reward, and he would be home.
Yeah, I usually get the moment of regret of leaving Auckland when you sort of look out the window and see the heads going past or going the other way, you know, Kauai Island or something, and you think, oh God, you know, why did I ever leave this?
So for two performers, coming home could soon become a permanent decision. Meanwhile, Patrick will continue to sing around the world. Richard is working on a sequel to the Rocky Horror Show. They are both still international stars and will remain so, just as they remain New Zealanders.
I think a lot of New Zealanders do take things for granted. I think that's possibly it's true, that the good things, they just take them for granted and they don't see them as valuable. They don't see this as particularly valuable. I think being a New Zealander or having a New Zealand background in this wonderful classless society enables you to go anywhere in the world and gives you a complete freedom.
I miss the summer weather and all the sort of things you can do so easily in New Zealand that become rich men's prerogatives in other parts of the world. You know, skiing, going deer stalking, go out to the coast to a beach and find that you've got this glorious beach, safe for swimming and everything, to yourself for the afternoon. There's all those sort of things I think that if you're living in a country, you can tend to take for granted.